Good afternoon, students. Today we'll be starting with the help of the chapters of organizing. Now, into the last sessions, what we have meant relating to such kind of topics, we went different types of topics related with the management. So we learned how the management, how it has been each and everything, it has been managed properly. Now, starting we went with the help of nature of management. Okay, a little bit brush it out. So at least this is a one part of your chapter. So that is why at least before taking this chapter, so at least the previous one what we have learned. So we'll move into that chapter. Like we learned relating to the nature of the management we have learned. We learned a planning session which we learned on the last lecture. We went how you as if now you got to know what is a simple type of management, how we perform into our regular way of life with a certain kind of examples. Now we learn even with the help of management how we manage the people into the different types of zone, into different types of sectors. Then afterwards, the next part, it is what related with the help of an introduction of a management. We got to know what are the managements. We say it's an arts as well as a science, because how it has been said in arts, how it has been said in science, that also we went with it. Now we learn with the help of functions of a management, like when we moved into this chapter. So into the chapters we learn like planning, organizing, directing, controlling and staffing. These are the major factors. But internal we are usually we are having the four major factors. So that four major factors you need to maintain that thing into the normal way of life when you are enrolling into the business or when you are into the industrial level and when you are into certain kind of a position. So like as if I said to you, when you're behaving into the organization, you need to be a professional zone where you're performing yourself as a formal way. But at the certain period of time, you need to form an informal way of communication. So that is the one part of it. Now we have already went with planning, organizing, directing, controlling and staffing. We already went what are the things, what are the matters in that what we are understanding each and everything we went over there. Now the next part, today we will be moving into the organizing. Now into the last we also went about the planning. A planning scope, we said we went with certain kind of steps, certain kind of way, how you direct, how you do the planning. Like the planning is the most important factors into the management. Without planning, you cannot perform your duties, you cannot give certain duties to some other way, you cannot delegate the duties, you cannot give any responsibilities, any authorities to anyone else. So planning is a major scope. Then afterwards, now we are moving with the help of next chapter, that is called an organizing. Like organizing is the major scope, because usually into the organizing, like whenever you are moving in any part of its zone, like first you do the planning. The second part, I'll take the like previous example what we have learned into the last lecture relating to the picnic, what we have discussed into the last lecture. Like whenever if you want to go for the picnic, the first scope it is what you do the planning. Once you planned, you got to know like which one is convenient for you, whether you go by railway or whether you take a rickshaw or whether you take any part of it, like you go by four-wheelers, you go by two-wheelers, whichever is convenient for you. You check the expenses, you check even the distance, how much the time it has been taken. Now this is what, once you planned each and everything, the second part it is what you organized, and according to that you specify all the cost. Once the cost that has been analyzed each and everything, finally what you make a certain kind of it way, and with the help of that way the thing is you organize. So organized technique, it is what, it's the most important way. So I have given here one logo, means already we are having different types of it sectors, and with the help of different types of sectors we are consolidating with the help of the one thing. So that is why the thing is, this is what organizing method, where you are organizing yourself into, you organizing with the help of your colors, you organizing way with the help of your certain kind of duties, whichever it is given. I can't say to any kind of person do this, do that, but it is what I need to organize that way. Then only the thing is my working will be moving in very fluent way, or else the thing is what, it will be creating a barriers among the employee into the organization. Because what, when you are working into the organization, usually it has been barred, because what it happens, certain things are inorganized, certain period of managements are unorganized, because to speak with the used to speak with the help of your superior, to speak with the help of your subordinators. So that is why the work, if it has been organized properly, so it becomes very fluent way where you can communicate with each and everyone very proper. So that is why organizing, it is the major technique. Now into this we will be also moving into, like before starting of this chapter, the rest of the slides, previously just I'll give you the summarization of this organizing. Into this chapter you will be getting out the main clear cut idea how how you're organizing your work. As if whenever you're developing any kind of small business, even a small business also, when you're setting them any small type of business, so on that time also you need to organize, because on organizing it's a major technique. So how we plan, we learn into the last lecture relating to the planning. So into the planning, now like you got a clear cut idea like how to plan. A planning is a major technique, and how you plan according to that, different type of steps, different types of resources, different type of functions, and with the help of this, the thing is you do the planning. Now the next part, it is what an organizing. Now after completing this chapter, you will be getting to know how you organize internally from the higher level of management to the lower level of management. Because what in this, all the peoples will be coming together, and according to them only the work will be allocated to them, and according to the work, the thing is what, the work will be distributed to according to that, and it will be organized properly. So that is why what that same example, if I'm taking out for the picnic, once you plan, second part, it is what you need to organize. You need to execute that kind of plan, like whatever you thought about it, to go to this part, to go to that part. Finally, once it has been completed, so the second part, it is what you need to organize that way. So whichever will be convenient for you, and you reach to the venue, like whatever the venue you have been placed, or whatever the group has been placed. So that is according to that. Once you're organizing sectors, it will be properly, then you can say yes, it's a proper way of your management, or else it's a proper way where you have functioned your management. Function, it is what, once function is a technical way. Functioning of management, what we have learned to the nature of the management, functions means a what? A function is a certain kind of technical zone where you manage each and everything technically, from the higher level to the lower level, or from the lower level to the higher level. So that is, it's a one type of technique of a management. So one type of technique of management, planning, we have already learned into the last session. Now today we'll be moving into the organizing, and then afterwards, once after next lecture, we'll be moving into different types of it functioning. Because what this is at the major scope. When you move into any part of industry, if you are cleared how to plan, how to organize, this is only just where you are getting a certain part of it knowledge, certain kind of technical way where you can utilize into your business. But the main zone, when it will be happen, when you are into the when you will be into the particular way, or else when you will be into the practical way where you will perform your duties. Because on that time the people will be different, the way how you organize, because all we are a human, but the sense of thoughts, ideas, views, perceptions, all are different. So on that time you need to communicate among each and every people. So that is why to communicate each and every people also you need to organize. So usually when we are also at house, when we perform, usually a female, she sits at home, so usually what she organizes means all the equipments are there. For example, all the thing is, if she wants to maintain the kitchen properly, clean and all. Okay, this is a simple example. If she want to maintain a kitchen properly, all the articles are there, like mixer, grinders, each and everything is there. The cookers, each and everything. The utensils are there, the glasses are there, the plates are there, each and everything. But the second part of female, which she organized. See, because after that organizing, it looks very pleasant way, very proper way, because once it has been organized, the changes takes place, and with the help of these changes, it looks certain, which has been unique, which has been different. Because if I placed all my work here, it will be little bit messy. But if I place each and every work here according to the proper way, according to the shelf, I will place the book properly into the shelf and all. I'll place the bag here and there. I don't keep a here, or else if there is a certain articles, I'll put it into the wrappers, and again I'll throw it over there into the dustbin. So it looks very proper way of organizing. So that is why usually we use in organizing, we use into a day-to-day way of life. So now we'll be moving into the different types of it organizing method. Now into this chapter, you'll be moving with the help of steps. We'll be seeing about it. What are the steps of organizing? Like different types of steps you will be learning. Next, you will be even learning after organizing how you organize and how your authorities are being delegated to certain person, how the responsibilities are given to certain person, and what are the advantages once you delegate it to certain person. Now into this, what is the one point, that's the span of control. We'll come to that part. Now into that span of control, you will be getting out what are the things, How from the superior to the subordinates the duties are being passed, means how the work are been organizing, because usually organizing it is not only in the one part. You need to organize, as if I said to you, from the topper level to the ground level. So means you are having a communication between to your shareholders, to your VPs, to our directors, and then afterwards the same you even organize to the ground level. So that is an organizing sector, it's a main sector, because without this the thing is your management doesn't run into the proper sequence. So that is why first it is what we'll move into the slide. Now before starting this, first is what the way of definitions. You will be getting a definitions, because according to the definitions only you will be starting with the help of it, what is the proper way of organizing. Now usually you got to know how what are the organizing, how management, into the management, how organization is important, or is organizing each and every work, it has been important, even not placing with the work but with the help of an employment and with the help of an employer, because you need to maintain a good relationship between the employee, because if you fight, if you have a barrier, so ultimately you cannot cope it out your work and the work will be messy. So like when you are into this, so like you not need to make a messy, you need to make it very fluent. So according to that only the thing is you can organize your work properly. Now here is the definition. Now first is what organizing involves, like when you are organizing something. Okay, the first involve it is what identification, classification of required activities. Like there is a two things are required. First is identification, okay, and second it is what you need to classify, because without classification the thing is what you won't be able to understand what are the activities are being done, because what as if the thing is identification. I'll take the same example of the technique, so at least what that will be good for you to understand. Now whenever you want to go for the picnic, so first you identify, if you're organizing, you plan each and everything. The second part, when it comes for the organizing, the first what you do, you first identify what it is, how to do, when to do, each and everything. Once it has been identified properly, the second it is what you do, the classification, which one will be convenient for you, and according to it the thing is what you are completing that type of it activity. So this is the first scope where you identify, second you are classifying. Next, grouping of activities to obtain the objectives. Now usually we have seen the objectives into the last lectures, like usually without mission, vision and goal you cannot perform any kind of duty, because this is our main objectives, because when you are planning something there is certain kind of it vision, there is certain kind of it mission, and you need to complete that kind of vision, mission and goal, because without that the thing is you cannot survive into industry. So that is why when you are organizing any of the duties or any of the work, so on that time you need to understand, you need to take according to that, you need to keep this also objectives, because when you're keeping an objective then only you can get certain kind of it goal. So it means if you're planning for something to go for the picnic, so previously you should have all material should be there with your hand, because then only you can move it. Because if I say okay fine we are going for this, so it doesn't make the sense, because what into the organization, because what this picnic what it is, it's a one type of informal way of communication, but when you are into industry here there is no informal way of communication. I can't say I was just cracking a joke, I was just kidding, you can't say it here, because here it is what a professional way where you're organizing each and every year work. So when you're skipping out, if I'm allotting a group, a certain group of the people into the organization or certain work, I need to involve that group also, because that group only will be performing certain duties, they will be only completing the duties properly. When with this help only the thing is my organization will run properly, because with this only the thing is my work will be also organized properly. So that is why the most important it is one, I need to perform a group, and with this group I need to know about the objectives, and that too I need to compare properly, and I need to organize according to that, because I need to see how efficient that employee is, how dedicated the employee that it is, and according to that I need to give the work. So according to that only the thing is he will be organizing his work properly, because that is most important. If you are only capable into marketing, I won't give you it for the HR work, because I know you are only capable for the marketing. So according to that only I'll be giving you the work relating to the marketing only. So that is why, and I know if I give you HR, because you don't have a knowledge, you will just mess here and there. But as if I give you for the help of marketing, you will be involving into that marketing only. You won't be involving into HR, because already your specialization which says MBA in HR. So that type of only I give it to you. So means as if into the organization, I'm organizing this way, so according to that only you can work, because if I give some other way, you won't be able to manage, But if I give the same part of it, so ultimately you can manage yourself, you can organize according to that way. So if the people who are from accounts, so I'll be only allotting the work to the accounts only. If the people are from the management, because that also terms are there into the organizing, because I can't give this work to that work, this work to that work. First, you need to involve into what works I have given to you, because once if you involve, then only you will be able to organize that work properly, and you can show that type of work. So first it is what identification, second classification, next I said grouping of activities, next assignment of managers to each group within authorities. Once, as if there's a department, and with the help of the department already you are having a manager into that department, and already all the people are like subordinated with each other. Now the duties, it is whatever the manager has been allotted, this people work relating to any kind of management, relating to any part of it, HR. So ultimately it's a responsibility of all the people. You need to have the contact with the help of a manager, and manager what he will be doing on, according to the manager he will be allotting the work, because he will be only organizing each and every work according to that. Because what I'll take that part also. One, if you plan for certain where for the movie also, so on that time you organize that way, like as if you say like it is too far, like it takes hardly 2 to 3 hours to reach from that movie station. So the people who are your friends, so like you give to them the money and you say, you do one thing, I'm paying you the amount, you bring the tickets and all, will be standing over there. Means you organize one people, you seen a capable person, because capable in the sense with the help of who is staying nearby to the movie station. Next, the thing is what I know that yes, if I'm giving him the money, he will be going over there for the purchasing of movie tickets. So this is the way how I'm organizing your work. I see the capability, I see the honesty, I see the trustee, and with the help of this trust and each and everything, I allot this work according to that. So that is why this is what it has been said, assignment of a managers to each group with an authority. So that is our manager, he's been assigning a group wise, individually group wise, a certain way of activity, and with the help of an activity, the thing is what the authorities has been passed from managers to the different types of departments. This is the third point. Next, provision for the coordination horizontally and vertically. So means my coordination, it's the most important zone, because what when I'm organizing, so I'll be having a coordination, because you will be seeing usually in each and every part of management, usually we have went with the different types of functions. We went to planning, so into the planning also coordination is important. Usually in management, coordination makes a most important zone. So that is why when you're moving in organizing also, when when a manager is allotting a different group of people or a different individual people a certain work or certain authority, so on that time they should be having a coordination among each and everyone. It is not like that I had a fight with you, I won't be able to speak with you, because that doesn't make the sense, and that doesn't make the good way of your management. Because management comes when you come together, you're performing a duty, and then after you're performing a task, so it's a group oriented work. So especially the thing is what here this coordinations will be there from horizontally and vertically, means from up to down, and second is from the down to up. So ultimately it will be from all the sides, means from all the departments it will be there. Like if I'm speaking with HR, so manager will be having the words of HR. So ultimately you can say I'm having a director, and according to that director, he has organized a different departments, a different work, and with the help of this they are having the coordination from this department to this department to the director. So this type of coordinations are being there. So here also you can say here there is a one type of work which has been already allotted, and here the thing is what different types of management it has been allotted. So like you can say a top level, middle level, and first line managerial level, all the three departments are being interconnected with each other. Like you can see the arrow. So according to this arrow, the thing is what all the departments are linked together. So like horizontally also they have been attacked. Next with the help of it, they have been like vertically. Each and everywhere the thing is what it has been interconnected. So like you can see the arrow, how they have been having, how the authorities and responsibilities are passed to each other, and according to this they have come the work it has been organizing. So that is an organizing. It's a one part of it where you do the identification, classification. I'm just pointing out those words. You see the objectives, then Afterwards, your assignments according to the group, and then afterwards you are having the coordination amongst the horizontal and the vertical way. So this is the one part of it, organizing, say one, where you are organizing your work, because you should know when you are organizing any work. So like you should have this 4 points should be clear. Once your 4 point it has been clear, then you are organizing your work properly into the proper one, where you are having a coordination, where you know it, what is an objective, what are my identification, how I need to classify each and everything. Means when I'm giving certain duty to any kind of person, so on, before that I know, as I being a manager, so I know does that person is capable for their work or not, because according to that only I can allot the work and I can organize according to that only. Like if I plan for somewhere for the outing, so I know how many people are coming, and according to that I organize. Because if there are 10 people and I know like this people won't be coming, this people won't be coming out, so from 10 only 5 people are coming out, so I make an arrangement of 5 people only, because I knew that and I passed that way, I got to know that type of responsibility. But that is one type of informal way of communication. But here when you're performing any kind of duty, so organizing makes a very important role into your managemental part. So usually when you're setting up with any kind of business, or else when you're into any part of industry, or you're into any kind of its sectors, so on that time it is most important each and everything to be organized properly, because an organizing makes a good zone where it shows certain kind of its capability of an employee, and even it shows certain kind of its precious way where your company attracts to the people. Because once if my work is organizing, so ultimately it makes a good impact. I have one example also of hotel. I'll give you one where a person who wants to open a hotel, and he's organizing a work. So there's a question. So like with the help of that questions, I'll be framing you with the help of that answer. So according to that, like at least you will be able to understand. It's a both way of communication, where you're performing an informal way and whether you're performing an formal way. Okay. So as if like you guys would be aware relating to the organizing. So like you cleared with it, like how you organize according to this. The thing is your work, it has been organized that way. Next, I'll be moving with the help of steps, because without steps, if I have A, Z, H, B, H, and if I want to make it on the proper way of horizontal way or vertical way, means I need to organize that way from A to Z. So for what I need to do, I need to start if I'm having different words, different alphabetics. But still, when I say to organize A to Z, so first I'll place A, then afterwards I place C, I have a D, I don't have E, I placed F. Means I organize way this way. So that is where that is most important. So like when you organizing, these are the different 5 type of steps. Without this 5 type of steps, the thing is you cannot organize properly. The what we have already went to the last slide relating to the introduction of an organizing. The same you can take a steps relating to this part of it. First, determine the specific activities needed to implement. First, it is what you need when you are organizing anything. So first important, determine the specific activity needed to the implementation. Like whenever you want to organize anything, so first you need to think about it. Does you require anything where you need to change, where you need to implement? Then only you can organize. Because what if I said to you, I want to move here. So before moving there, first if I said, okay, I'm moving there. But before moving there, does there is any kind of barriers which is coming it from there to here? So that I need to first identify. Then only you can organize properly. So this is for organizing step. First, you need to determine the specific activity. Next, group this activity into the logical sequences, where if I'm moving somewhere, so ultimately if there is any kind of in organizing, if there is any kind of problem, so I need to have a logical way. I need to use a little bit type of brain, because when you're planning also, you require the brain to be used. So when you organize also, when I'm placing a duty to someone else, so on that time also I need to think about it, whether this thing, if I'm giving to this group of the department, does they'll be able to perform or not. So that also I need to identify, assign the work to the specific employee and provide the resources required. As if I said you the same thing. When I'm allotting a certain works to a certain kind of person, so my next step it is what, once I determined each and everything, next I got to know grouping these activities properly. The third part it is what, I'm assigning any kind of an employee, any specific employee, so that the thing is, whatever the work I'm giving to that to the employee, so I'm thinking about it, how much resources will be properly allocated, because from previously only we are moving about it, like resources should be allocated properly, because without resources, the thing is what, you cannot run your industry. So that is why resources are more important. Where if I'm spending for 500 worker or 10,000 rupees a monthly salary, but still they are not working, so I'm not paying out for that 10,000 rupees to that person. Better it is I recruit to some other person and I pay him the more than what I'm paying to that person. So ultimately I know here my resources are being allocated properly. So here also I need to identify that thing, assigning a work to the specific employee and provide the resources required. Whatever the resources are required, I'll be giving that work, that resources to that person, but I require that type of it, like whatever the resources, if I'm giving that, so at least that thing he is being utilizing properly, or else if he is wasting out, so ultimately that doesn't make the sense. So because whatever the resources, according to that only I'll be giving, and he will be also knowing about it, and according to that only he'll be assigning those duties, he'll be organizing his work according to that only. So that is why assigning work to the specific employee and providing the resources required. So that is important. Coordination the work of the different groups and employee, as if I said, because this is also one type of step, because when you are organizing, you need to ask someone into the group, because without, when you're organizing anything, you need to ask, you need to have a words related with each and every people, then only you can complete your each and every work. So that is a coordination or a mix, a very good way. Next, evaluating the results or organizing the process and making appropriated adjustment. Evaluate means you need to take a feedback, you need to go with the help of review, means whatever I went from first to fourth point, each and every point I need to review, whether if there is any kind of it changes I need to do, whether I need to organize each and every something in between the 4 points, so that I need to perform, and if there is any kind of it where I need to change, so I need to change, and once I'll change, then my fifth step, it is what, I'll complete each and every one. Means if there is any change, you need to do it proper adjustment, and if there is no any kind of change, so ultimately I can proceed and I can allot the duties according to the each and every people. So that is why a step, it has been most important also, means once if you know the organizing, second, how to do the organizing, so here you are having different type of steps. And with the help of this type of steps, the thing is what, you will be getting a proper way of identification and proper way of organizing methods, where you can give certain duties, certain responsibility from one person to some other person. So this is what an organizing step. So like I said to you, we'll be moving to the next one. This is after when I went with the help of steps, I have one question here. So I've given one question. Okay, a restaurant want to improve the service for its customer, how should the restaurant manager organize the staff to achieve their goal? Okay, so means here the question, it is being said, a restaurant want to improve the service. One, there is a restaurant and he wants to improve his service, okay, for its customer, for whom they want to improve their service, for the customer. So here the question, it has been arise, how should the restaurant manager organize the staff to achieve the goal? Because what, a manager who guides the people, who guides the waiter, who guides the internal way of the people, and with the help of this only, the thing is they will be achieving a goal. Because when if the service is proper, when you move to any part of it, restaurant also, a common question, when you move to any part of restaurant, the second part, it is what, when you ask for certain food, if it comes what you said, and just within a 5 minutes the order, it has been placed, so like we can say yes, the hotel or a restaurant is very good, because here I can see how, and once the people, it has been coming, it has been like wishing to you, welcome sir, good afternoon sir, good evening sir, so that makes us some good way of attracting to the people, because usually people require nowadays what, this way to communicate with the people. So that is why this way, if you communicate and with the help of this, so like for what this a restaurant manager, what he organized according to the staff, because what, a manager who organized the staff, And then afterwards he say, because if there's some attractive females, attractive males, if it has been there, so ultimately it has been, the manager says to them to go and ask for the order, because it looks a good way of impression. Because nowadays even this thing you can see it into the airport side, where the people are being like, if you are very good looking, and also like they give this, they place this type of people first, not even to the different sector, even to the, when you are into the industry also, if you attractive look, if the way of how you speak, how you interact with the people, it makes a certain way of impression in the front of someone, and at least that person will say to you, yes, this person is very good. So this is the where they show certain kind of a good attraction and a good way of communication, where you can grow your industry. And if I organize that way the employee, and there is duty also, so I require I'll be getting a good feedback from the customers, because to get a good feedback from the customer, then only the thing is my company will be running, or my industry will be running into the proper way, or as my hotel will be running into the proper way. I can take the example of my Taj. Okay, so like Taj Hotel, as if I say, so like you can imagine how the people, how the chef will be there, how the people who come for an order, how attractive look they are being have, and according to them, the thing is what internal the manager, the restaurant manager has been placed, has been organized according to that only, to each and every people according to that. Like you will be into this type of, you will be into share, you will be a chef, you will be performing this duty, you will be cleaning the utensils, you will be taking this type of dust and all. So with the help of this only, the thing is what, currently you can say a Taj is the #1 hotel, you can say. So like even you ask to the people, they give you good feedback, yes. Because what, when you enter inside, they give you certain good type of wishes, good morning sir, good afternoon sir, like this way they wishes. And when the orders are being asked to them, they are having the different types of varieties of food, and tempting food which they are having on. So with this, each and everything, a little bit, they are organizing the work, and with this they are getting a good feedback among the customer. And after that, they are asking to you the feedback, whether the food was good, or whether like it was which kind of it, like you can give the feedback. So this, with the help of this type of it, they can improve the quality, and with the help of the quality, they improve with the rest of the activities. But with the help of it, they even shows the quality of an employee who have been placed into that hotel. So that is why organizing, it is the most important way, where the thing is the work, it is being completed properly and according to that. Because if it is not organized, so you never know who is a watchman, who is a peon, or who is the chef. It will be mixed each and everyone, because all are duty in the same department. So ultimately all of the person doing the same duty, all of the person are performing that duty. Or else if I'm not there, so like you are placed and you are coming, that type of that means some other question. But if it has been organized properly, each and every work, so that makes a very good impact upon it. Because if my organizing sector would be there, so I'll be getting a good way of stars according. Because what, like you usually into the restaurants and all, when you see into the certain kind of it sites, if you go to Google, if you see a certain restaurant, if it is they are having the good qualities, good way of people interaction, good way of activities, whatever they're conducted, good way of organizing method, they give you the stars. And with the help of that rating, it shows certain kind of good impression, a good way of it. So at least the people directly gets and attract through this, because that is most important. So you require the attractive people, the attractive way of speaking level, the attractive way of interaction way, like as if the 10 times that person asked to you, like not still I did not got any food, I did not got, like 15 to 20 minutes still that person is sitting into the table but no food to them. So that creates a very negative impact. So like when a customer asks, if the customer demands to you, you give the you serve the food within a 5 to 10 minutes. So that creates a very good impact. And then only the thing, because how it will be, because already the chef will organize his work properly. Because when the order will come, before the order, the thing means once the order has been placed, he'll be completing within a little bit of time, within a 5 to 10 minutes, each and everything, it has been ready and it has been served. So this is where it shows a certain a good quality of your organizing or your organizing methods. And with the help of organizing methods, you can achieve a good way of goal. So with the help of this, the thing is this is the way where your steps are being covered, These steps are being evaluated, and finally the thing is you're taking with the help of this type of example. Okay, so now I can move with the help of next slide, that is the chain of my command. Now usually in each and every department you are having different types of departments, and all need to command to different departments. Now already you people would be aware with the help of CEO, like the main officer, the chief executive officer, and into that he is a main superior, and you are having the rest of the people who are been subordinating to him. You are having the VP of marketing, VP of production, VP of finance. Now usually this happens into the big industries where turnovers are more, the employees are more, and the industries are very much huge. It's a very much famous one. So where you are having a main head person, where he has the and into this you are having those subordinators, and with the help of subordinators all are having the coordination of different departments. And finally now the thing is what, if there is any kind of issues relating to a different department, directly they comes and communicates to the CEO. So that is why CEO has been appointed a different department. So according to that, if there is having issues relating with any managers, or any junior supervisor, any senior supervisor, so ultimately they'll be having a coordination to the VP. Or if there is any kind of an employee, if they're having the problem, you are having a certain person, senior manager, general manager, and then afterwards this senior and general manager, they convey the message to the VP of different departments. Means as if it's depend upon you from which department you are belonging. And according to that, if the duties, if the rights, if the each and everything, it will be there into that power. Means into these three departments, into these three different types of departments, they are having bit the power. So that only power they can utilize. If they can't go beyond to the power, and if they can't perform any kind of duty, finally they need to communicate to the CEO. So that is why this is called change of command, where the thing is a CEO is sharing those departments to the different types of people he is being assigning. Because what if they'll be organizing, so marketing will won't involve into production will won't involve into the finance, or finance will won't involve into this two type of department. Now I'll just move to this line. A line of authority shows in the organizing part that links all the person and shows the reports to whom. Okay, so like finally this person from this different three types of department, directly the report goes to the CEO. So finally this head of the person, because you need to inform whatever the whatever the production has been done, how the qualities are being maintained, how the production has been done, what are the qualities, how much the thing is the goods are being produced into the market, how many it has been sell, each and everything, what are the amount it has been there, can you just show me the balance sheet, each and everything. So like internally, means if a CEO want to know how much production is there, so he won't call to workers or any managers or any kind of a different type of people. He will be having directly words with the help of a VP who will be already subordinated to the different department. So that is why these have been different types of chain, where one only person will be controlling to each and every one. So he has organized the work according to the change of command. So directly he will be commanding to the different types of department, and according to different types of department, finally whatever the coordinations will be there, they'll be having the coordinations with the help of an CEO. So this is what a change of the command. So that is one part of an organizing one, where a chain of command is most important. Next slides will be going with the help of two things, where centralizing and decentralization, that is most important. Common practices on usually when you are into organizing sectors, so like in organizing you are having authority to the top level, and next which you are much delegated to the different departments. So usually these are the different where from the top level: accounting, finance, HR, information tech system. So these are the higher level of organizing sectors. And finally once you are completing this part of it, so like in usually each and every part of organization you are having both the type of centralizing, decentralization and decentralization, and with the help of this the thing is the authorities and the duties are being passed from the higher level to the ground level. So like all the departments, I can say production, marketing, each and every departments are involved into it. So like usually you can say this authorities at the top, usually from these are the departments, okay, and with this already the thing is from the top level only the authorities passed to them, like you need to perform this, you need to do this, you need to do this. This is what there have been much delegations, like less been delegated, but still the thing is what here there is much having, they are having the work and where the authorities and responsibility are already given to them. So that is why these are the two different types of department, centralization and decentralization. But here the thing is from the top to the ground, already the authorities have been allotted from top. Here they are much delegated on the work only, whatever it has been here, because without this, the thing is you cannot run with any part of organization, because without this only the organization is running. If I only do with the help of this, it doesn't make the sense. But if I go with the help of production, till the time if the production is not proper, till the time the marketing is not proper, what I'll be paying to this person? So that is why this I'll be much delegated to it. So this I'll be having much involvement into it, production and marketing. Next, it is what span of management. Span of management in the sense, it's one type of span of controlling where the superior subordinates come together and they perform a duty. Now this is what the best one they does. Now see, if I go with the help of the point, number of an employee reporting to the supervisor. Usually span of management is one type of it where into the organization you are having the higher level, and with the help of that higher level, usually the subordinators, if there is any kind of issue, directly they respond to the manager. So this is one type of it, span of management. Then traditionally has recommended a span of management is of 4 to 6 subordinators. What is the best depend on this situation. So that is why the thing is what this span of management where the superior and subordinates come together, where they are having where a supervisor and finally you are having the subordinator. The supervisor is the head one. He'll be having the different types of people, 4 to 7 people here it has been recommended, and according to 4 to 7 people, the thing is he's been subordinating to them. So usually according to this only the work it has been organized. Next, departmentation. Usually the work has been given to the departmental wise, usually, because with the departmental wise if it has been given, so ultimately the thing is it creates a very good way where you can communicate amongst each and every people into the department. And with this the thing is what the work doesn't comes like bunch, it has been already given the works to each and every people. Now departmentation, the basis for the grouping of job position into departments and the department to the total organization. You are not performing that job position, but you are involving that department to each and everything. Then here you are having input, operational way, where second is output orientation and combination. So here you are having different types of it. Now we'll be moving after this internally. So at least what people will be aware, because this is a little bit type of technical way, because when you're organizing, you're not need to organize relating to the employment, but with the help of outer side, even what are the things you are placing out, what are the selling, what are the marketing you do, and internally how you're performing with the help of your superior to the subordinator. So this is what the function. Next, networking. These are the internal zone, because functional, if my internal functions will be properly, because that I need to place it properly, my planning, organizing, directing, controlling, staffing. Second, my rest of the departments, if I'm keeping this functioning properly. Next, I mix to have a good way of networking, because till the time if I don't have a networks to the different type of departments, it doesn't makes a good way I can have a words regarding to this. So that is why this thing it is most important, because networking zone it's important. Next, output, because whatever I produced into the organization, that much I need to organize according to that way. So this type of it work, this type of it production, whatever I sell outside, so according to that, the thing is it has been sold properly into the proper one. So here I need to see about a divisional way where I'm seeing out, and team way I'm saving. I'm performing each and every into the division way, different one, means a state way, central way, this way I'm going out. And second part, it is what a team way, how each and every people are working into team, into that type of it. So I go with the help of product, I see the product. Next, geographical way and customer way, because these are the 3 zones where I need to see it out, because that is most important, because without this output only, so that is why when I'm organizing any product and when I'm selling any product into the market, I need to see it out what is the product. Second, geographically way, where the locations are there properly, and whether it's an urban way, whether it's a rural way, this I need to see. Next, I'm seeing with the help of a customer, how the customer will be getting interact, because if the customer get attracts, then only you can show a good way of production, good way of distribution. Next, team cluster, what we have seen as if we are working into team part. Now, here I'm having a two way of combination, because usually when you organizing, so like you are having two way. One is what a hybrid way, second it is what a matrix way. So here you first see about different place where I've underlined this thing. Here you see the different place. Next, here you see the simultaneously the same place in the same organizing. Here when you're organizing way, when you're into the hybrid one, you change the different times each and every time. Okay, the where you can show different types of activities you're placing according to that. But when I'm going a matrix way, certain period of time simultaneously, certain period of time it has been changed, or certain period of time it has been not changed. So that is why these are the two where you can organize according to that two types. So one, it is what a hybrid way, second it is what a matrix way. So this is the one type of departmental wise. Usually this is all there into the department, and according to this type of departments, the thing is what the organizing, it has been setting certain kind of goal, and that type of goal you need to achieve for that according to departmental wise, and then the thing is it will be organized properly. Next, I'm having, now see, as if I went to the different types of it, now I'll be moving into the internally, now how functional way it is being said. Now, department is based on similar activities, skills and resources. Usually the thing is skills and resources are most important zone, because when you're moving into the functional internal way, okay, so on that time skills are important, because the knowledge, the way of how you attract with the people, that thing should be there. How development, how you motivated to the people, that thing should be there. Resources are usually important. So like these are the main basic way the departmental works with the help of skills, and second with the help of resources. Now here I'm having certain advantages and certain disadvantages of my functional approach. So if I'm going with the help of functional approaches, when I'm moving with the help of skills and resources, okay, I'm mixing that type of act and performing one type of activity. So I'll be getting a good way where I can organize each and every work, and with the help of organizing each and every work, the thing is the internal zone will be my having into the positive aspect. First, I'll be using a efficient uses of resources, because once if I organize each my every work, so I'll be getting the uses of resources properly, efficiently. Each and every people will be running. Once that is second, economical scale, by the way of if production will be more, if there will be proper way of organizing if it has been proper, so our production will be more, my product will be moving to the different state. I'll be getting more and more input as well as the output. I'll be where the thing is my demand and supply will be also moving properly. So that is why my economical scale, which is being said, in-depth skill specialization, where I can see, because here when I'm moving a functional way, where if a skills and resources, if both that has been mixed, so here I can say the employee are very internally, they are being skilled properly, in depth into it. Because if the skills are proper internally, so they know what to do. Because for example, you can say, if you're having 10 years of experience, so at least with that type of skills, and you know how to allocate the resources, how you can utilize the resources. So and because of this only, you organized your work according to that way. So it creates a very good way of advantages. Next, where disadvantages relating to the poor communication among departments, because sometimes I even seen one where you are having miscommunication among each and everyone, because some are ready, some are not ready. So that creates a very wrong impact. Or else some people doesn't do any part of communication because of like that person is working more than me, as if I've shown a good way of potential, but still I'm not getting that much of my skills are not being calculated. So that is why the poor way of communication among departments, because once marketing is not happy with the production are not happy with the finance are not with the help of an HR. Usually, as if I've seen from experience, HRs are not good in each and every department. Okay, means HR are not having a good way of interaction with each and every, because what it happens, they cut the salaries and all. So that is why the thing is, they check the attendance each and every. So that is that type of interaction they doesn't have. So HR plays each and every work to each and every department. But still the thing is, each and every departments are coming and poking they're poking to the HR, because what ultimately certain period of time HR also is having certain duty, because they need to speak to the VP or they need to have a words to the CEO. So on that time that person should have a certain words. So that is why it creates a very wrong way where you fight amongst it, and there's no poor way of communication among, because they doesn't speak properly. When you move into industry, you will be getting to know how the people are, because what some people are very arrogant, they doesn't like to communicate with anyone. So, or else they are like frustrated relating to any kind of work, or they are into the depression when they are not ready to perform any kind of work. So that is why what happens is ultimately it's directly focusing on the department. So that is why amongst the department usually happens what? Poor way of communication. Next, slow response to the external changes. Because if you want to change it from the outer side, from the external, so you doesn't put a certain people doesn't put any potential level. So for to change that thing, it take a bit period of, right? Loyalty more to the function than the customer or the whole organization. Usually we doesn't give that type of it. Usually we only see with the help of it. Loyalty where what we think, that only we part of, means we see skills and resources. We doesn't go with the help of a customer, whether we doesn't see, we only perform with the help of a functioning, relating, we are having only attachment to the customer only, because when you're functioning with the help of skills and resources, so like we are seeing how the resources are being allocated, and here we have already seen economical skills, because as if each and every, because if the customer will be getting a preferences, so ultimately here the thing is we doesn't see properly. So that is why this certain period of time, what it happened here, it creates a certain disadvantages when you are into the organizing. So that is why these are the different approach when you organize certain, when you organizing. So these are the one type of it of functional way, where you're got to like where you're getting a proper way of skills, and second way where you're getting a proper way of resources, where you have seen different type of advantages and disadvantages. Next, a divisional wise, as if I say a departmental wise, when you're moving about it, departments are grouped together based on organizing output. That is three-way: for product, geographic, and customer. What we have seen already the chart currently. So usually departments are grouped relating to this three type of it, and according to this three type only, the thing is what? My divisional way, my group way, according to that only the work are being allocated. Now functions, when I'm moving, so functions, for example, if I took a marketing, are split among the different departments. Usually people have been aware, because into the marketing also different departments are there, and because different, you are having a state level where the marketing sources have been done, national level, or else central level, or else you are having the rural side, you are having urban side, because in the different type of zone, usually all people are having different way. Some people use that product, some people doesn't use their product, some are having certain issues, some are not having certain kind of issues. So that is why all are being splitted. So ultimately I'm having one person who are having the commands to the different departments according to it. So one, I'm having the regional one or a divisional one who has been handling with the help of a different types of departments. So that is this is one type of a functional way where I'm performing. It's the advantages, disadvantages to turn the opposite of those of the functional. So like you can say you are having what you have went here. Okay, it's a bit way of opposite of a divisional way. Here you usually have a focus on skills and resources. Here you only have the relations with the help of divisional way of a product side. So that is why that creates this type of it functional, and with the help of this type of divisional way, you organize your work according to that. Next, division way, where I've seen, so division when I'm moving, so I'm having two type of division, advantages, disadvantages also when I'm moving with the help of this. First, if I'm going with the help of division way, means if I'm having one department, ultimately I'm having different type of departments into, as if I said, marketing. When I accepted with the help of marketing, so I can see, I can say I'm having different, like central level, rural level, urban level, different types of department. So first I'm getting an advantage, but second certain period I'm getting a disadvantage. Now first, quicker change in unstable environment, where I'll be getting a different type of changing, because different type, where I'm moving with a different part, so where I can see the environmental which is being changed differently. Next, more in touch with the customer, because what if you are into different, so ultimately you'll be having good way of touch with the customer, because you know it, this people prefer, this people doesn't prefer, this type of people here, the rural level, the things are being accepted at a certain period where things are not being accepted. So this makes it. Now you are having certain disadvantages also. Duplication, competition for the resources among the division. Usually what it happens when you are into grouping into different, as if I said, you are for the central level, one is for the rural side, state side, urban side. So internally you are having a competition, and internally only you are having the rivalry relating to it. You are having a much competition amongst each and every people. So that creates a very wrong impact, because one says, if he is selling more than me, So ultimately he'll be getting more incentive. So with this, the thing is what you're having fight according to it, because this is the where usually the work has been organized. So here, once the work is also organized, but work with the help of the work, certain type of competition also increase, and with the help of it, competition increase. You are having according to that, the thing is you are having barriers amongst to the employment to the different types of divisions. Then more managers are needed usually, because on this type more managers are needed because to have a word related with each and every people. Now, less professional specialization. Usually, there are some very less people who are having the proper specialization of that department. Because when you go into the rural side, where because usually, as if you have seen into the marketing, there are certain freshers, there are people who are experienced, but the freshers, when I'm involving that person to move into certain regions, so it becomes very difficulty to have to understand those needs, those wants relating to the help of a customer. So that is why the thing is the specialization is very less among them. So like this is the where the divisions when it is. So like what you have seen the functional, so it's a bit of opposite to the help of a division, where you can see here if I'm moving with the help of departmental wise, so here I'm having two way of where I'm organizing, but with this organizing I'm getting one side advantages, second I'm getting negative thoughts. Metrics, where I've said, where you are having a commands of each and every people, what are the things it is being said. So like if there's one department, so ultimately I'm having different departments who are commanding to each and everyone. So here you are having the commands between both the side, you're having communications of both the side to the help of main head and the rest of the people who are there. So here you are having one type of unity, because here you need to directly report to the people. Now the function division change of commands simultaneously, like whatever currently you have seen, functions and divisions, what you have said. So like certain period of time they change of command simultaneously. Usually these two departments what we have seen, so ultimately certain period of time they are being changed, they are having certain kind of change, they are being together and they are having the response together with each other together. So that is why you can say while the unity of the command concept. So that is why this type of commands usually are having relating with the help of functions, and second with the help of a division, means if these two are together, so according to that they are performing those duties according to that way. So if I'm having one person who are being coordinating to each and everyone and into the certain part of it, and with the different regions, so ultimately certain period of time they come together, they perform a matrix of approaches. So when I'm moving with the help of matrix way of approaches, I'm having two things. First is what my function, second it is what my where a divisional way. So these two people come together, they perform a unity of command, and they perform means with the help of certain advantages, with the help of certain disadvantages, and they perform this type of duty. Next division way, okay, the same, I guess it has been repeated. No, it is a certain, okay. Matrix we have learned. Next, how it has been structured, because when I'm moving with the help of two functional and division way, so here it has been given a certain type of structure. So already you got to know with the help of advantages only the structures are being performed. With the help of functionals and division way, where we have seen different departments are coming together, they are performing their duties. With the help of sophisticated technology, fast changing of an environment. So these two are there. Diverse the product and geographical area. Means here they are even seeing with the help of products, and with the help of this, the thing is they are performing the geographical area. Means as if I say central level, state level, rural level, certain urban level, and with the help of this, the thing is a matrix structure it has been performing. So like you can see according to that, when I'm performing with the help of matrix structure, I'm organizing my work. So at least I'll be getting a proper way of segments relating to my function level of the main scope where of marketing. Next, as if I'm getting a divisional way where I'm moving internal to the depth. So that is where this create a one type of it matrix way of my structure. Next, disadvantages. If I'm moving with the help of the two types of it, so I got one type of disadvantages also. Okay, many meetings to coordinate activity, because when I'm moving, as if I said, different departments are there. So when I'm moving with the help of different types of departments, so I have the more communication, more coordination activities should be conducted. So that create a very conflicts among each other, because this person what is being saying, next person what is saying, this person what is saying. So that create a certain where among each and every people you are having certain kind of fights or certain kind of miscommunication. But it creates a very long way of procedure where you need to coordinate with each and everyone. High conflicts between two sides of matrix, where I said some functional wala person will be saying yes, certain period of division wala what they will be saying according to the where yes, no, my is dismissed. So that is with some high conflicts it will occurs when I'm moving with the help of matrix also. Next, last, it is what need for the extensive human relation training, because into this when you're moving into it, so I require a human relation people where to be trained properly, because if you fight, if you create a conflict, so that doesn't make the sense, and that you doesn't completed your work properly. You require certain kind of it where you can show certain humanity according to it, because when you're working into organization, certain people goods you like, certain people bads you like. So with this, the thing is what you are involving into the conflicts, you are not performing your duties properly, and just only you are having much coordination, but still there is a high conflict. So for this avoiding, the thing is you require the good way of training, training to whom? To the human, because if the humans are being trained properly, then only the thing is you can cope with your work, and according to that only you can organize your work properly. For example, you can say your parents. If your parents are being properly, they have been trained properly, they are having experience from longer period of time. So with this, the same training they have given to you, and according to them, according to what they are having their objectives, what they are having that amount, what are the financial position of them are they having, and according to that only they are allotting that way to you to do for the certain jobs or certain way of education. If your family background is very good, so according to your father only they organize according to that when they perform. Yes, if you want to go for the outside to the abroad, and you can work over there. So this create a where if your each and everything it has been proper, if this thing it is one trained properly, they have been trained, they have seen each and everything. Here it is what certain period of time, here you are only dealing with the human which are having equal way of IQs, certain where they are not having equal way of IQ, certain way of miscommunication way. So this is what where you are having certain way of miscommunication where you are having a training. So that is where a good way of interrelation should be there every day. So usually when you're performing this type of it, so I said you are having two things, one divisional way, second it's towards the functional way, and according to that only you're performing your duty. Next, once we went to two approaches, now my third approach is what a team way, team approach, because team approach is the most important thing, because where we are having the cross functioning team, where each and every are been having, each and every employees are being, each and every employee are coming together, they are performing their duties. So like it's a one type of cluster consistence of employee from the various functional departments. Different departments are coming together and they are performing that type of a duty. They are organizing according to that way. Teams typically have more decision making powers than the previously held by the workers at their level. So usually when I'm moving with the help of team level, so I'll be having the different departments, and according to the different departments, the thing is all are placing their own rights, own duties and all, whatever they have completed their work, and each and everything is coming together, they are performing those duties according to that. So that is what a team approach, it's important. So that is why this is a one type of it approach. So like we have went with the help of three approach. Functional level we have went, second we have went with the help of division level, third we have went with the help of a team approach. So like if you are working into the team, then only you can grow yourself, then only you can grow your department. Because without this, the thing is what previous the workers have been done, if you are doing the same sense, so ultimately that makes certain way of barriers amongst each and every people. So for this, at least your decision making should be there. You need to ask, because when you are into team, usually if there is any kind of questions, if any kind of it where you are not able to understand, so at least what you can mix together, you can perform that duties, and according to performing the duties, you can show certain kind of a positive one. So this is one type of a team approach. Next, when you are into team approach, so I'm getting two way of conversation. First, as if I'm team, quicker response time, I'll be getting a quicker response, because when you are into team, some people get a certain period of time, the questions, answers, they'll be having the vast answers, or else they'll be having a good way of, because all are human as if I said, but the good way of responding to each and every people will be there. So your quick response will be getting better moral, certain ethical terms you will be getting, reducing the administrative overhead, the rest of expenses will be reducing, and here you what they'll be thinking, because you need to resources, you need to allocate, so like you'll be growing higher and higher. Disadvantages, certain period of time you're working into team, conflict happens because of certain reason. Next, time and resources spent on meeting, usually because when you are into team, because a specific time when I'm calling for the meeting, so ultimately on that time your time and your money time and resources, because when the person is coming out to certain where I need to give them the lunch or a dinner, whatever the meetings on the meeting time what I'm spending on, so that creates a certain kind of a disadvantages when I'm into the team approach. So I'm having when I'm organizing, so if I'm working into the team, so according to this only I can organize my work according to that way. So there are certain barriers also. So these are the barriers. Because once I organize, so it is not all my things won't be going into the right. There is a certain disadvantages also. So these are my disadvantages relating to conflicts that happen certain time, and times and resources also been wasted, also been spending during the meetings for the longer. So this create a one type of a team approaches. Next, networking approaches, as if I said to you, so like networking is a virtual approaches. The organization divides major functions among the separate company broke by the small headquarters organization. Small headquarters organization. So these are the networking, where what I'm doing as if I'm having one department who are being headquarters to the certain area or a certain location. But the rest, now what I'll be keeping out, I'm keeping a small headquarters to over there, to the where the industries are being set it up. So what it will be having good way of communication to don't come directly to its here, you need to go to that side. Now usually when into certain industry, all my there's certain departments which they have kept it one building, and with the help of that whole building they are already having the networking relating to finance. All the whole departments, like whole, not to the department, but from top level to the ground level, the total building will be handling with the help of finance department. So like for the organization become very convenient for them to not to respond to the headquarters, go to the go to the finance department, go to the finance building. So like you can sort it out all your financial matters over there, finance related whatever the circumstances it has been there. So like you can solve over there. Or as if I am having any kind of production way, so I am having the total one of the departments where we handle with the help of a total. Means directly for this it becomes a good way of networking, where I'm keeping a small way of headquarters, where not to come to the run to the higher level, directly you can go over there, because there are certain managers who have been sitting, a branch managers are sitting over there. So there you can move and you can make that type of networking amongst each and everyone. So networking approach is also one type of a good way where the people can organize according to that. So that is why this is one part of it, where organizing sector, one way of approach it is what a networking. Because what if organizing, if you directly go over there, because as if I'm staying in a hotel, but the hotel place is main, it is in the certain place, some other place. But if I want to have a contact, so if I ask, now, does you have any branches into the Mumbai, or does you have any branches to Pune, does you have any branches to, because what it will be, and as if I am staying at Mumbai, so ultimately what would be happening, to not to go to the Pune, better it is I go to the Pune, better it is I go with the help of in Mumbai, because Mumbai which has been closer by to me. So if I go to Pune, it spends my whole 5 to 6 hours over there to move to Pune. But as if I'm staying in Mumbai, so it will become a good way of networking. As if that organization, it isn't set up at Bangalore, but still if I'm having a small headquarters which is in Mumbai, so I can have a contact with the help of in Mumbai. I don't go to Bangalore, because ultimately what they'll be saying about it, don't come to my head. You can come here. You can have whatever the words it is being. So it creates a very good way where you can have this type of organizing method. Just a second. Okay, so this is what one type of it organizing way, where you're performing this type of it duties according to that. Now next, it is what a networking approach is when I'm moving out. So here I'm having advantages and disadvantages if I move this type of it. So as if you got an example also how you do the networking. So this is advantages if I'm going, increasing the competitionness, especially on the small firm. Okay, because it becomes a create a very small for the small firm, it create a competition, because as if I'm having a Bangalore, but if I'm placing one department here, one department not whole the sector if I'm keeping here, for the headquarter as if I'm keeping in Mumbai. So ultimately you're not even for this industry, but the rest of small scale industry will be also affecting. So even they'll be having a good way of competition, because when you're into the market, if there's a good way of competition, so ultimately it creates a good way of impact. So at least you can be a certain way where you can perform your certain kind of it goal, and you can show certain type of it virtualness. So that is why this is what creates a certain way of increasing the competition. Next, it becomes a very flexibility. It creates a very good, not to travel to Pune, better it is, or not to travel to Pune, not to travel to Bangalore, better it is if I having in Mumbai, so I am traveling here only and I am having that type of coordination. Reducing the cost, because the cost, as if I said, if I go over there, so ultimately I need to pay certain 10,000 rupees when I'm moving to from Mumbai to Pune or in Mumbai to Bangalore. So better it is if I go here only, so it creates a very small amount, which only hardly whatever the convenience charges will be there, so that I need. So at least the cost will be reduced. The people where I'm going over there, the same people have been here. So ultimately it becomes very good way where I can have. So this way of organizing methods, it has been conducted. Now disadvantages, no hand, no control, okay, means the main person doesn't sit here, the main person sits at some other place, but they are only just keeping an headquarters where you can have a networking. Next, loyalty weakness, certain period of time there's a loyalties are being weakened, because some people are not very trustful on that time, because to know because certain people are not able to cope it, or certain people are not ready to perform that type of duties. So that is why this creates a very networking where it creates a certain where a negative impact, certain where it creates a positive impact. So networking is one type of it where it creates a very good way of organizing approaches. Now departmental types, we already went to the different departmental types. Now from the most mechanistic to the most organic, where we have said functions, we have seen function with the integrator, cross-function committees, etc., matrix, division and the teams. This all departments we have seen, and with the help of this departmental wise, the thing is we are performing according to that each and every duties, and the works it has been organized according to that way only. It has been not matched. It has been organized according to that way only. Next, line authorities. Now usually now from here you will be moving with different types of authorities. Now line authority is where your each and every work, where from the upper level to the ground level, all the works are being given to each and every one, and with the help of this each and every one, the duties, the authorities, the responsibilities are being passed to each and every people, to the manager, to the help of an subordinators one. Okay, I'll just move it. So according to, because of this only, because if subordinators and managers, ultimately there will be the proper way of objectives will be clear, the organizing sectors will be clear, the main whatever the goal I have been created, so that will be also clear. So first I'll be moving, and authorities is based on superior and subordinator relationship, and it's managerial in the nature. So usually it's a one type of it managemental way where you're performing your duty with the help of superior and subordinators, and with the help of superior and subordinate, the authorities have been passed. Once the authorities are passed, the relationship changed. The way of communication level, the way of the organizing level, it has been changed, because you are organizing according to that way the work. So here the thing is authorities have been passed. Next, authority is to be given to the orders to the subordinators. So here once the superior who is in higher part, so ultimately from the superior the authorities have been passed to the subordinates, to the lower one. The authorities to direct the subordinators and require them to comply to the decision, policy, plans and objectives. Now here once the thing is superior, from the superior, when the duties and authorities are being passed to the subordinator, so here once they are passing the authorities, so all these different things are being compiled. Decision, there should be a proper decision will be taken properly, policies will be taken properly, plans will be done properly, objectives will be done properly. So ultimately each and everything will be done properly. And last but not least, I can say there is a general follows of principle of unity of command, because if superior and your subordinates are coming together performing their duty, so it creates one good way of commanding level, because they having the good way of relationship amongst each and everyone. So with the help of this, if the relationships have been proper, so the work will be also organized according to that way. So this is one type of authority that is called a line authority. Now next, in this also we are having different types of authorities, and according to this authorities, each and everything it has been organized. So first we have learned with the help of line organizing, where you have line authority, where you are performing the superior and the subordinate relationship, and they are performing as a managemental way into the nature. They are not performing as in a common way, where when it is a managerial way into the nature, so finally usually they'll be having the functioning also, they'll be running with the help of planning, organizing, directing, controlling and staffing. Because after facing this only, the thing is they'll be performing those goals, those responsibilities, those rights, those authorities, those responsibilities, those goals they be completing out. So ultimately each and everything will be cleared properly. So that is why this type of it, one type of it, line authority, it creates a very good impact amongst each and every people, and according to this, the thing is, it has been organized. Next, staff authorities. First we have seen line 1, okay, the departmental wise where the superior and subordinators have been there. Here now second part, it is what is staff wise, where internally the staff of the people, it has been coming together, the authorities have been passed, and according to the authorities are passed, they are performing those duties into the staff level. Now your authorities is based on expertise in the specialty, in the specialized area. So like usually to the staff when it has been there, so the authorities are being given to the certain important way, the person who are having the expertise, who are having the greater knowledge, who are moving into certain kind of an expert, who are an expert, and according to the specialty, according to specialization, that person it has been recruited according to that. So they are performing that type of duty according to the staff level. Next, providing the information, counseling, advising, guidance in the specialty area and in not a managerial way. So ultimately staff, you can say internally, who are working into the organization and they are giving certain duties. And with the help of duties, the thing is the people who are coming, so with this they'll be giving a guidance to the people, and according to performing the guidance, they'll be performing their duty according to that way. They're not the main part, but at least the thing is they're becoming the part of that, and at least with the help of them being a part, they explain, they share those views, those perceptions, those thoughts amongst each and everyone. The authorities to make a recommended to the organization and to the line level. So usually this department used to have a contact with the help of a line authorities, and then after they can perform according to that, they can recommend it. So ultimately when they want to perform any duties, they need to recommend to the line authorities. So according to that only they'll be performing their duties according to that. The recommendation can be accepted, rejected or altered by the line manager. So like once the thing is each and everything, my counsel, advising, guidance, each and everything, it has been proper. So if you want, you can recommend it to the superior or a subordinators, and if they'll be accepting, then afterwards the thing is it will be proceed further. If they'll be rejecting, so ultimately that thing won't be proceed further. So ultimately what they be, it is depend upon it, if they'll be rejected, if they'll be accepted. So this is one type of it where the staff internally they give certain kind of guide, they give certain kind of advices, they give certain kind of opinion, and with the help of this, the thing is what they're performing their duties, and according to this it is being guided. So you can say according to this they have been organizing each and every work into the departmental wise or authorities wise. Now I'm having for one more, that's a functional way of authority, where you can say a higher way, where the thing is from the top level, where they are having the commands to each and every department, to your superior and even to the subordinators. So that is why the main channel, that is the functional way of authorities they have been performing, and here the command comes from the higher level, you can say a CEO, and from the CEO the thing is what, the limitations are been, there are certain limitations which has been given to the different types of people, and with the help of the people, they're performing their duties according to that way. They're organizing that work according to that. Now see, a CEO or an administration gives a staff member special limit rights to command. The right is based on the expertise in the specialties area. For the special areas, the functional way, where the departmental wise, where each and everything are having a coordinations among each and every people, and with the help of each and every people, the thing is they are having a certain way of specialized. And with the help of this specialization, they are performing each and every duties according to that. Because usually into the organization, from the higher level or a departmental wise, where or a functional wise, where the command, the higher authorities is giving certain kind of duties, right, authorities, and according to that, the thing is what, each and everything it has been performed. It is each and everything it has been organized according to that way. So this is the one type of it, line functional way of authorities. Now, principle of organizing structures. Now, organization structures. Now, already we have seen each and everything. What are the line authorities, staff authorities, functional way of authorities. We went with the help of different divisions of it, division way, product way, we went over there. So, like you can say it about it, different approaches also we have seen. Because after this only, if your each and everything, it has been proper, then you can organize. Because when you're organizing, you need to look after each and everything, as if I said, from the higher level to the ground level. You need to have a words to the superior subordinators, each and everyone. And even if you want to recommend it, if you want to command, you need to have a words to the higher authorities. So each and everything. And if I need to look, if the whatever the approaches, if I see, if I need to look, if I look it out each and everything into the technical way, because as if I said, it is not like organizing, like placing this work to that work. It is what you need to move into technical way in each and everything. You need to see departmental wise, the superior, subordinator wise. You need to look after to the staff. So like each and everything, if you are looking out, if it has been proper, then only the thing is you can organize each and every work proper. Because when you're moving organizing, so like you need to go it into the technical way. Till the time if you don't go technical way, you cannot complete your work as soon as possible. So first I'm having this different principles. Certain rules are having, like when into the organization structures. Like when I'm performing in organization and when I'm performing any kind of organization structure, internally when related with the help of organizing something, now having certain rules. So with the help of this type of rules only, the thing is my work will be moving very fluent way. First, division of labor. Usually I need to say about it, how the labors are working, how much efficiently, how much dedicated to the work are being there. So this thing I need to see. Unity of objectives, how many into the organization, how the people are having certain objectives, and into that objectives, does they are having the unity, means all are coming together and performing and completing out the goal or not, that I need to see. They have the coordination we are seeing from the longer period of time. Coordination is important for you. Principle of departmentations, or whatever the departments have been given, so according to that departmentation, does the rules and regulations are been properly followed or not. Next, principle of unity, all are becoming equal or not, all are becoming together on, because when you are into organization, not for with the help of only one people, the organization run. The organization run with the help of each and every people. And with when I'm organizing anything, I require each and every people to be coming together. I doesn't say it's an alphabetic. But when I say alphabetics, so ultimately I want A to Z each and every people. If I go with the numerical, so means numerical which comes each and every numerical according to that. So means if I say an alphabetic, if I say place an alphabetic, so till the time I can't say alphabetic. But till the time A to Z, all my words doesn't come inside, so I can't say that is my alphabetic. So if I want to organize anything, there should be the principle of unity. All the people should come together. A span of control, where I require the superior and subordinator should come together. They need to perform according the work according to that way. So that is why span of control should be there in each and every one. Next, flexibility, because without flexibility, the people cannot work into the organization till the time, because this is the most important zone where a flexibility should be there. When I'm allocating any kind of work to the certain person, so if that person is expertise, so I need to make it that way very flexible, so at least that person can complete it out that work properly. So that is this is my different type of principle of organizing structure, because without this, the thing is, my organization won't move properly into the different type of a pyramid, into different type of structure. Now, authorities and responsibility. Now here I have just given you certain definitions. What are the authorities and what are the responsibilities? Now first, when I'm moving with the help of an authority, I'll just move it on the one line. Managers have an authority because of the position they hold, not who they are. To be efficient, it must be accepted by the subordinators. So ultimately, the thing is what the managers are given certain kind of authorities to the subordinators, to because as if they are having certain authorities, and that authority has been passed from the higher level to them, with the help of certain kind of efficiency, with the help of certain kind of dedication, and with the help of this, the authorities are being given to the subordinators to accept that type of authority. So from the superior to the subordinators, the authorities are being given from the higher level to the ground level. Once you're getting that type of authority, second, that is a responsibility, whatever the authorities is given to you. So the second part, it is your responsibility to follow that type of responsibility, to be a responsible whatever the authority has been given to you. If I say to you, if you're working into certain departments, now as if I say you are promoted tomorrow from the as in general manager. So this is what authority which I give into you, because what, as if I am the manager. So when I'm passing the authorities to you, so it is the authorities when I'm passing to you. The second, it is what you need to accept that type of it authority, and that authority completes into the responsibility. Now you are responsible. You are taking those responsibility into your hand as you are becoming the manager of the department. So this is what a responsibility. Duties to be performed to the task of an employee has been assigned in, as if I said to you, whatever the employee or whatever the employees are giving to you when you are into working into it, so that duties are you are accepting out. Next, authority shows to be commensurated with the responsibility. Here I said, na, from the responsibility comes from your authority. Till the time your higher department doesn't give you the authority, your responsibility doesn't come. So till the time if you want to take a responsibility, so first the authority should come to your hand, then you are responsible for each and everyone. So till the time, so this is what a simple logic where I can give it to you. When you are at house, your elder brother, your younger brother will be there. So till the time your parents doesn't say to you, you need to take care to him. We are not here for 2 days. So it is your authority which I'm giving to you, that you need to take the responsibility of that person. So means a parent has given certain kind of a duty to the elder sister to take care for the younger brother. So ultimately, a parent has given the authorities to the girl, and it has been said, if your brother is not listening, so ultimately what, you can have this food, you can have that food, and still if he is not listening, or don't beat him, do this, do that, give him something, tell him to play or tell him to sleep. So this is what authorities which is already given to you. Second part, when I'm passing this authority, second part, you need to accept that type of response. So finally that sister says, yes, I'm ready to take that type of responsibility. Once you're getting that type of responsibility, so your authority converts into your responsibility. So it has been, authorities should be commensurated with the help of a responsibility. You should not do like you're making your own sense and you're performing your all duties. Then it doesn't make you organizing, because organizing, it's a one part of your organizing where the authorities, when the responsibility comes to your head, first the authority comes, then afterwards the responsibility comes to your head. Till that time, the thing is what, when I'm organizing any work, before this, as if I need to go for the 5 days out. So ultimately I organize and I give my authority to someone else on the beyond of you being an authorized person. So it is depending upon, it means here I am giving the responsibility from the higher level to the lower level. Now the second part, now this lower level, what will be giving out, according to this, you will be allotting to the department, that on the thing is, on the ma'am, if the madam is not coming, so ultimately you are responsible. So like you need to have a coordination among each and everyone. So your authorities and responsibilities are most important. So when responsibility comes to a head, the most important, the authority should come, then afterwards from the authority, the responsibilities are being shown. Next, introductions. Okay, here it's given certain kind of introductions of my authorities. The sum of rights and power entrusted to make a possible the performance of the work delegated by Laon Zalin. So like by the authorities being said, a certain authorities and responsibilities been passed. The powers and the rights, here it is being given, it has been entrusted to make a possible to perform of it work. Whatever the work it has been, you are performing, so that works to be commenced, your powers and rights will be given from the higher authority, and with the help of the higher authority, the responsibilities are being accepted, and with this, you are delegating the works to the different types of people. So these are different ways. Now here I am having 3 ways, categories where the thing is authorities are being passed. First, knowledge wise, positional wise and legal wise. When I'm going on knowledge wise, usually in each and every organization, you need to have a certain authorities is given to you, and with the help of this authority, you need to commence to each and every people who are working into the organization, and you can pass those knowledge, you can share those knowledge according to each and everyone. So this is the one part of it, because you are a certain specialist and because you are having a long experience. So with the help of long experience, you can share certain authorities to someone else, you can give certain responsibility to someone else with the help of your sense, and with this the thing is what, you can grow to that person also. Next position, as if I said, there are certain person have the organization by the virtue for the position of an organization. Usually the people are having with the help of the position. If they are having the senior manager, general manager, so according to this, the thing is you want to allot certain duties to the ground level of manager. So ultimately he has that in position, and according to that position he is performing that type of duty. And I'm moving with the help of legal duties. So usually the legal person here is it has been said a company is a legal person and has the right to sue according to the act provision of in Companies Act. So usually according to the Companies Act, the authorities, the responsibilities can sue anytime the employee who are working into the organization, he can sue, because if he has been breaching or if that person is not performing something illegally is been performing, so ultimately with the help of Companies Act, according to that person you can sue that person anytime or you can sue that person anytime. So this is called one type of it legal where you can have the legal authorities according to that. Now the sources of authorities, you are having the two types of formal way, acceptance theory, competence theory. You are having three types of different theories, and with the help of these three types of different theories, the authorities have been passed. Formal way. Now according to this theory, all the authorities originated into the formal structure of an organization, usually which is there on the joint stock company which lies into the shareholders. So like as if you can say a formal way, because usually when the authorities have been passed, so it's a one type where you're performing your duties according to the companies wise, not with the help of that personal wise. We are performing with the help of in companies wise, and according to that only you're performing a theory. So like you can see it here we are moving into the technical way of organizing methods. Now you can say now from the sources of authorities, you will be moving into the technical way of it, because with the help of this technical way only the thing is your duties and authorities can be performed properly. Next, legal, we went with the help of a formal way of authorities. Next, acceptance way, where you are accepting by the others the way of authority. It has been passed from one person from some other person. So that type of acceptance type of theory. So according to that, the work it has been organized and the authorities are being given according to that. So this is a one type of acceptance theory. Next, competent theory, here you move it little bit type of technical way or a quality way where you see it out, and according to that the thing is the authorities are being moved from one person to some other person according to that way. So this is one type of individual life where you're performing your those duties and rights and all. Next, decentralization of an authorities, as if I said, usually this are much delegated to the work of an authority, because we are usually production and finance, marketing. What we have seen into the last slides, decentralization, where production and marketing, these are the two major factors where decentralization with the authorities have been passed from the higher level to the ground level, and with the help of this, the thing is what the duties and the powers, each and everything, it has been accepted. So here even you are having the lower level of the authorities are also being given to the higher level to the ground level. So here usually you are seeing production, marketing, the people who are from the ground level, so the authorities are being given, the people, the managers are given the powers to the workers who are working into the factory, and according to this the work are being properly given the authority a certain systematical form of relationship where you are performing each and every duty. So this is one part of it, decentralization, the authority from the lower level. Usually they are having more focusing on lower level, they are performing usually the rights, the authorities which is given from the lower level to the people, and with this they are showing certain kind of it performance. Now, delegation means entrusting of responsibilities and authorities from one individual to another individual. The work are being given from one person to some other person. This is called in delegation, because delegation makes a most important way where your rights and duties are being delegated from one right to some other rights. Now, factors like when you're decentralizing, so like these are the different factors. Size of operational, high cost of decision will be taking out, higher differentiated product line, availability of managerial manpower. So that like this create a factors of importance way where when you're decentralizing this way, so like you require the size of operation, because the internal or technical will be huge, because when you're when you're passing certain authorities and responsibilities to someone else, so or you're delegating certain responsibilities, so on that time there'll be the size of operations will be higher, then high cost of decision, there will be the like higher cost of decision, like when you're performing those duties and according to that duties you require the cost of decision, because some technical way when you're moving, so ultimately for that decision also the cost you need to pay, which has been high. Higher differentiated product line, like different products are there, with the help of different products the line segments of the different interactions will be different. Availability of managerial power, Like when you're moving into this part of it, usually you require the manpower more, because when you're moving with the authorities and responsibilities has been given to some other one. So on that time you require the people should be there more, because without the people you cannot perform your any kind of duties, because that makes the most important, because without the resources you cannot run with any part of industry. So for this each and every organizing sectors you require the manpower into the managerial way. Top management, that is important. Environmental influence, okay, environmental means internally how the organization, into the organization how the people work, and according to that the thing is you need to complete it out, and you need to make it that way certain relevant for each and every people to have a good way of interactions among each and everyone. If I go with the help of decentralization, so I get a good way of advantages, where I can see the reductions in overburdening of chief executive, means I don't need to keep the higher one, because already the responsibility is given to it. So whatever the decision becomes, it becomes properly, because here the people doesn't have the burden, much burden of putting inside or certain duties or giving certain kind of duties. Next, diversification of an activity. If it is on the loss side, so ultimately I can make it on the profit side. This way of I can get it out, because here I can get it a good way of interaction with the people, and here I can see that I can grow my productivity. Next, quick decision, because here when I'm moving into the production level, so I need to get a quick decisions among each and every people, because if I stay here, I get a different type of people, and with the help of different type of people, it becomes very good way where I can have a good way of decisions among each and everyone. Development of managerial personnel, where I said I can develop internal management properly, proper way of planning, organizing, directing, controlling, staffing, each and everything I can control according to that way. Even my departments also I can control according to that way. So this is the one type of advantages of decentralizing. Then improvement of motivation, where I can guide it to the employee for the more incentives or more pay, more extra benefits to them, so at least they'll be more attracting towards them. Effective control, I need to have a good way of effective control, means they'll be having the proper way of control of resources into it. Miscellaneous economic, where I need to perform this, because as if they'll be getting a proper way of incentives, proper way of pay scales, each and everything. So any extra incentives also they'll be getting. So this create a very good way where the advantages, where it is a benefit for both, as to the organization, as to the management, and as to the people who are working into the organizing. Disadvantages also have been there for decentralization. Inconsistent, because it has been not proper. It has been clash or certain way of miscommunication has been there. Increasing administrative expenses, because when I'm moving into this, I require this meeting, I'm wasting my time, I'm wasting my money, I'm wasting my resources, each and everything is there. Difficulties are more, because if there is certain right questions, so if there is certain period of time, half the people are ready, half the people are not ready, so difficulties are there like to perform. Even coordination problem are also been there, because when it has been related, when I'm organizing any duties to anyone, some people are ready to accept it, some people are like, no, we doesn't want to perform that type of it. Uncertainties and difficulties to deal with. There are certain which is not clear, and according to that which is not clear, to deal with certain problems, at least I need to face it out, that this thing should be there. Now to improve, I require the good way of techniques, because techniques is most important. Establish appropriaties, proper way of establishment should be there. Development of a manager, like manager who are working, who are allotting certain works to different departments, so that manager should be developed properly, because according to that I need to complete my work. So to complete my work, if I have a certain different type of skills and certain expertise knowledge, so where I'm taking a 5 hours, where I can complete for the 1 hour. So this type of technique I need to use. Provision for communications and corporations, there it should be there. Establish often adequately, where I can have adequately, I can accept it more and more. So this thing should be there. Organization chart, usually organization into the chart, where I have a different type of relationship, and with the help of different type of relationship, the work are being given according to the supervising, to the higher level, to the lower level. And here the question, if I'm having the work chart, so into the work chart I'm having a certain kind of planning section, And with the help of planning section, who will be doing, whom will be doing, this different questions will be arise. And according to these questions, the thing is what? The superior and supervisor be performing that type of relationship. Now here I'm having certain principles, and into these principles I'll be having a different way organization chart perform. First, I deal with the help of an subordinators. Second, second, which I observe with the help of my superior, because already the thing is where top management dealing with subordinator. Next, subordinate is dealing with the help of his superior. So ultimately, each and every people are having a good way of communications to each and everyone. They are performing a duties according to it. The organization, according to that, everything it has been organized. They are performing each and every duties with this. So the authorities are being passed from top level to the subordinators. Here, from the subordinators to the superior. So ultimately, I can say each and every person is involved into it. Now, organization chart should define the line of position of each individual very carefully. Now, when I'm performing a chart, so I need to see each and everyone. Does each and everyone is properly performing their duties or not, or they are having certain authorities and responsibility are being passed on now. Next, identically, authorities and responsibilities should not rest upon two or more people. Like they should be not having like identically not given to certain authorities and responsibility two or more people. It was certain person where he can come and he can have words according to that. So this has been there. Avoidance of an undue concentration of duties. Now into this. Any points related to it, it should be about the personality, like whatever it has been duties and responsibility, how it has been allocated, and according to that, the thing is it should be suits to your personality when our duties and authorities are being respond, because then only if you are having, as if I said from longer period only, that there should be a capability, because if the capabilities are there, then only you can perform those duties, and with the help of a performance, then only you can show certain kind of a good way of impact. Next, it should be very simple and flexible, because if the duties and authorities have been passed, so ultimately it creates a very good way where you can have a good way of communication, simple way where you doesn't make it very complex on that time. Now see, the same what we have learned previously, I had a chart, so at least with this you can have a good way of concentration. I'm having shareholders, board of directors, managing directors, general manager. Now I'm having this 3-person shareholders, board of directors, managing directors. These are from the top level. And after this managing director, I'm having the 3 departments. Okay, general manager of marketing, finance, and again I'm having a one more for the finance. So ultimately I'm having different departments, and with the help of this finance, marketing, HR. So again I'm having different 2 departments, department 1 and department 2, and with the help of this, the thing is each and every people are having from the top level to the down level, each and everyone having a coordination, because the authorities are given from here to down to the different departments. So this creates a very good way from the top level to the down level. Now here even it passed from the right to left side. Okay, where I can say shareholders, board of directors, managing directors, and again you are having general manager, departmental manager, and supervisor. So ultimately from right to again left to right, how it has been moving from here and there, again it will be moving. So ultimately according to this only, the thing is the departmental work, and it has been organized according to this way only. Now having circular way of chart where they are having the coordination amongst each and everyone. Now I am having where from the top level they are organizing the work according to that way, like shareholders who gives the fund, and it is given to the board of directors, and with the help of board of directors I am having the different departments. I am also having an MD, and with the help of this MD, the thing is what they are having the good way of communication among region. So like you can see the arrow which has been already communicated with the each of 3 different types of it one. And with the help of this, they are performing this way, they are organizing according to this way each and every department. Now advantages, if I'm going with the help of this type of chart, I have a good clear organizational relationship where I'm performing good way of relationship amongst each and everyone, because that doesn't create any kind of barriers. I'll be having the proper way of clear, it doesn't make it very complex. Next, better understanding of an objective, where I said without my mission, vision and goal, it's each and everything it has been not completed. So if my organization chart has been proper, if my this I show to you, if my this thing is proper, so ultimately my vision, mission and goal will be proper. It creates a very good way of training to each and every people, and it provides very good way of information among each and everyone. So that is why if I draw a chart, so according to that I can organize the work according to that way. Disadvantages of performing: first, updating its difficulty, because to update to each and every people in particular period, because to speak with shareholders, to speak with the directors, not need to have this way and that way. There should be a certain where you need to go and you need to have a words. Next phase, to depict in inner working. If you have a certain wrong things what you have done and performing that type of a wrong duties according to that. Phase to depict inner working, like whatever the working you have done, if there is certain wrong or anything, so ultimately to go over there to speak regarding to this, so it creates a different difficulty for you. Raised in relationship, certain period of time it is it is not clear, which has been not clear, and you had a fight according to it, so like it becomes a very wrong way of relationship amongst each and every. Prohibited the preparation cost, certain period of time they are restricted of whatever the cost it is being given, so ultimately they are having certain restriction according to that. So these are the where disadvantages have been there. So in conclude, according to it, it deals with the help of authorities. Authorities being the sum of the power and the rights entrusted to make possible the performance of the work delegated. So why this authorities and responsibility has been there? So ultimately I can conclude this by performing each and every day authorities. According to this authorities, the responsibilities are being passed to each and everyone, and with the help of authorities, the thing is my work will be also complete properly. Even each and every responsibility will be placed according to with this way, and it will be organizing according to the managerial way of powers, and with the help of this it shows certain way of efficiency, dedication to the work relating to the employee, maintaining a good human relationship amongst each and everyone, and performing whatever the duties, whatever the rights it has been given, and then afterwards it has been according to that. The thing is I complete my certain kind of it goal, and with the help of goals, the thing is what I can make my organization into certain a bright way where I can make it this organization into certain kind of a pinnacle. So this I can say with the help of where we move with the help of an organizing way. Now I'm having one more one, there is delegation of an authority. So delegation usually is most important, because without authorities, whenever it is not delegate, we went responsibilities and authorities. The responsibility comes from authorities, but from when the authorities, how the authorities have been placed from one person to some other person. So into this we'll be moving. Now here first it is what a delegation. What are the delegation? It's a dynamic of in management. It is a process of the manager followed in dividing the work assigning to him, so as they can perform the effectively, and so that he can get the others to help him. So this is why the authorities are been delegated from. So delegation, it is what one responsibility it has been delegated to some other one. That is why, so it will be having a good help, and the work will be where it takes a longer period of time to do the one person work. If the authorities, if the work it has been delegated to someone else, so ultimately it will be divided. And according to that division, the thing is what, the work will be very smoothly, it will be conducted. It doesn't take a longer period of time. So that is why the thing is the works are been divided to complete it half by you and half by you. And with the help of this, the thing is the work will be delegated according to that. Next. In short, I have given it. It's a way you are showing a good way of accountability with the help of a proper way of performance. Because what, when authorities are been delegated, the authorities are been passed to one party to some other party. It shows certain kind of improvement. It shows certain kind of performance of the people. Because when you are working, and if you are into the senior position, usually the authorities are been usually given to you. It has been delegated to you. So it is the second part, how you accepted that type of authority and you completed out work with the help of a particular period of time. Then when you are performing with the help of this type of authority, you need to at least see it out these 3 points. It can be exercised by the higher authority, like whenever the authorities are given to you, so like usually it given to the work, it has been given to the higher level. This is the most important, because that doesn't come from ground level, it comes from the upper level only. When you are performing, it may be from any side, downward, upward and sidewise, like departmental wise, upward or a ground level. So like each and every people will come together, they will perform according to that. It does not mean transferring of final authority. So like it doesn't mean that whole authority are given to you. It is like just a passing a certain duties, because when you are working into certain part of organization, till the time if you don't share the work, I can use this type of word of sharing, where sharing of work, because with the help of sharing, that is where you can complete it out that work with a particular period of time at a particular period of zone. Because if only I can't depend on one person, if the work is given to it, because already if I being an HR, I already have a work to analyze or quote or give the certain kind of quotation into certain thing. But with this parallel, if I want to have a salary, I need to prepare of any kind of it, or I need to check attendance. So I already have an HR if I've kept, so I'm giving him the authority that at least I'm delegating certain things that on the behalf of my, at least you check it and you give it to me. So this is what where you're passing this type of authorities to each and everyone when you are into it. So this create a very good way. Now, the process of delegation, when you are giving a delegation, first, entrustment of responsibility. The responsibility, you need to give it to that person. Granting the authority, when you give when the responsibility is given to that person, so like you need to just say whatever the authority is given to you means I am giving you this type of authority. So this is what you need to grant that person an authority. Last, creation of an obligation, because it will be a certain where you are creating an obligations, you are giving a certain way of certain way of responsibility to that person, and finally that person is accepting those responsibility. So this is the one type of process when your authorities are being delegated. What are the advantages if the work are being delegated? First, avoiding a wasting of time, because as if I move into the quotation and salary. So if I'll be doing each and every work into it, so it doesn't make the sense. If I organize according to that, I divide into departmental wise, so it avoids the time, wasting of time. Helps in training to the new incumbent, the people who just have been recruited. So for them, it will become one type of training into the practical zone. Avoid overwork, because as if I have a overwork, so if I divide those works, it becomes a very good way of interaction. Increasing the sense of responsibility, okay, where you're increasing the sense of responsibility of a relationship also you are maintaining, and with this the thing is the responsibilities are also being shared. Avoid the delay, because if I'm wasting a time in preparing the quotation, the whole day will go, but that person's salary will be remaining. So at least what if I allotted a work, if I are given a delegation to certain work, so ultimately what I can move into the quotation, and my some other HR will be moving into the salary. So ultimately both the work it is moving parallel. So it creates a very good impact into it. Principles of delegations, like these are the rules you need to follow, like whenever the delegations, when the authorities are being delegated to someone. Delegate by the result of expectation. When an authorities is passed, so I have a certain expectation, yes, you will be performing that type of duty. So that type of expectation should be there. Select appropriate subordinate interest for the delegation. When you are giving a certain authority, you need to select whether that person is capable to perform that thing. Because if he is capable, then only he can organize according to that way. Maintain the purity of authority and responsibility. There should be pure authority are given to you, and that only responsibility you are performing. Means you are not going beyond to the power. That is the most important, because when you are into the organization, till the time the authority is not given to you, you not need to accept those responsibilities. So that is the thing. Ensure the unity of command, where each and every people come together, they have the coordination among each and everyone. This should be there. Maintaining adequately communication, you should have a good way of communication amongst each and everyone. Establish a proper control, because there should be a proper control of resources. Reward effectively delegation. If the person is performing his duty, whatever the authority responsibility is given to you, if that person is performing properly, so give them the reward, okay, give them certain incentives, because with this only the thing is the employee will be having a good feedback, and with this only that person will be growing more. Establish a climate of confidence, because that is most important. Till the time you are not confident to any work, if I'm giving an authority, so that person, when his authority is been taking with the help of responsibility, okay, so you should be very confident, yes, I'll be completing that type of work, because with the help of that confidence only, the things will be proper, and ultimately with this only they can show certain kind of good way of performance. Establish a strong belief on the delegation. Whatever the authority has been there, you need to establish a strong thoughts over there. Help the subordinating, the people who are being subordinating to you, so ultimately you need to help whatever the duties are given to you. Next, weakness means what are the disadvantages of a delegation. Usually what it happens, lack of receptiveness, like some people are not ready to accept it, those work, like they said like no, not to perform much more than it. Ability, lack of ability to direct. Certain period of time when you move into certain part of organization, if I want to delegate a work to someone else, so it becomes very I think from my end whether that person will accept or not, because way of communication, how it has been there, conflict happens. So if I want to delegate those works, so it becomes very this way a negative impact which creates willingness to let go. Like if I say leave it, I don't want to give him, I'll give to someone else. So this type of negative impact comes. Then trust to subordinators. I don't have that type of a lack of trust to the subordinate. I don't think say yes he will be able to do it. So this type of negative impact comes. Lack of control, because usually if you create a certain messy, so on that time it becomes very difficulty to give or to pass certain authorities or certain delegation authorities to someone else. So this create a wrong impact of my controlling. Guidelines of securing the better delegation. If I want to delegate a proper way, so I need to perform this way. This guidelines I need to follow. Establishment of goal, as if I said, what are my objectives should be, I need to check. Selection of the person, I need to select a proper way of person. I can understand, yes, if I have whatever the responsibility, if I'm giving to that person, he'll be accepting those responsibilities. Motivational one, because where I can see those motivation, yes, he can do it. Controlling on the proper way of resources, that is important. Principle of delegation should be followed. Okay, so like each and everything should be followed. That is the proper way of the person who has been accepting this type of an authority. Specific time limit of an authority is given to them, like specific limits of authorities, like not need to pass each and every authority, a specific limitation should be given, or specific things only for the given. First, subordinated competency, they should be having into the organization, there should be having each and every people who are having internally, they need to perform each and every way, like competency, each and every people who are being like into the subordinator, they should help together. Construction of acceptance of plans and policy, that is important. Without objectives, you cannot construct anything. Social constraint, like you need to have a social interactions with each and everyone. Legal limits, like when the authorities have been passed, ultimately legal limits should be given. I can conclude with the help of this. The concept related to delegation was discussed at the length. Okay, as if I said whatever the delegations I have given, so that has been discussed with the help of length. With the exercising, the higher authority it may have for the down level, ground level, upward level, and side level. Okay, so this is what different type of delegations of authority. Now, usually we have went now, as if I move it with the help of this type of organizing. Now this we have completed with the help of organizing part. Now as if you got a clear cut idea, like a management, into the management, organizing one is the most important way, because without organizing sectors you cannot perform your duty. So with this, the thing is what you got to know proper way of managerial way. So like you got to know the clear cut idea of the functioning, where how the management works, the nature, how it has been worked with the help of planning, organizing, directing, controlling, and staffing. So we learn with the help of proper way of planning process, we have learned. Now second also we have learned with the help of organizing one. Now you got a clear cut idea how to be organized properly, because in each and every sense how you need to organize, because then organizing makes a good role, because without organizing you cannot complete it out or cannot move it out into any kind of zone, because if till the time if you're not organizing anything, so you cannot perform any kind of duties. Now today we learn with the different types of elements, different type of principles, different types of organizing sectors, different scope also we have learned into the organizing whenever you're performing any kind of duties. So on that time, what are the, even we learn with the help of different steps, and the most important it is what an objectives. Into this whole part, into the whole slide, we went with the help of an objective, because till the time my objectives are not clear, till the time I don't know what is my mission, vision and goal, so I won't be able to organize according to that way. I cannot pass those duties, write those responsibilities to someone else. Now as if you are totally cleared how the people are being there, from the top level to the ground level, from the ground level to the top level. So like all the people are coming together, their resources are being allocated properly, they are performing their duties according to that, and then afterwards they are organizing according to that. Means here also, if a CEO wants to, if CEO wants to allot certain work, so he is having different departments, and according to that, the thing is, according to different departments, the thing is a CEO having the coordinations to the different departments. And finally, if this department wants to do the work, so this people gives to their departments a certain different type of people, he allots certain work, and according to that they're performing those duties. So that is why in this sense, in the small lines, I can say it out like organizing is the most important zone where you're having a coordination. Now here you can say a CEO, a ground level, a middle level, a top line, a middle one, ground level. Each and every people are having the coordination, communication, because that create a very good impact. Because without this, the thing is what, you cannot perform any kind of duties. Because then only the thing is it will be organized properly, because I can't put a works on any one of else. I need for this each and every works I need to organize according to that way. Now even we went with the help of certain kind of span of control also. We have seen span of management, where span of control, span of management is the one where a superior and subordinates come together and they are having the performing their duties according to that and organizing that kind of work. Even we also have a good interactions relating where with the help of we learn the delegations of an authorities, because delegations of an authorities is the most important way where authorities and responsibility, we got a clear cut idea what is an authorities, what are the responsibilities. We have seen into the chart. According to that, what authorities are being passed and the responsibilities are being accepted. So once the authorities are being passed, then only the responsibility will be accepted. So when you're organizing anything, before that, the authorities and responsibility, once it is given to you, after that you organize according to that way. So that is why organizing creates a very good impact into the organization, because without organizing, the managemental function cannot work properly. Or else if my work is not organized properly, if my departments are not organized properly, if my employees not work properly, or if they are not organized properly, each and everything will be missed. So it creates a very wrong impact, and you cannot reach to the organization goal. And to reach organization goal, organizing sector, it has been important, because with this only the organizing shows a certain way of certain specialization. With the help of certain type of expertise, you take the help of it and you create a very good impact among each and every people into the organization. So this is what which has been said. Now we got to know clear-cut ideas relating to organizing, identification, classification, grouping of an activities, okay, and we went with a different type of approach also with this today.